everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Age 2. We are playing on Nightmare mode. Also, I need to do something before we dive into any quest or talk to anyone. But I don't know how... Okay, we don't want to mess with any of these, but I did want to do this. Go home, see if any letters, so we have to go home. I also don't want to travel around too much, because I know some events happen when you travel, but I don't remember if anything happens in Act 1. Because I do want some companions going on. Let's get our dog out. Surely we can rename him. Oh. I can't even talk to him. There has to be a way to rename the dog. Maybe at home. So we're gonna go home. We're gonna try to ignore everyone else, anything else.
Junior, it's eerie how much resemblance there is between you two.
She's my sister. Of course there's a resemblance.
Oh, you thought I meant Hawke. I was talking about Gamlin.
Bro!
Maker, I hate you, dwarf.
Oh! Okay, we're gonna go... Oh, I wish we could just go home. We're gonna go to Lowtown and we're gonna go home first before we do anything because I want to go to the Black Imperium. Oh wait, we can just go. Never mind. We can just fast travel. I want to change my Hawke's hair. We're gonna ignore... I could go back and change... Like, play the whole prologue with her hair different off camera. So her hair is proper in the cutscenes into Act 1. But I honestly, playing on Nightmare mode and knowing I will have to do that for the later acts... I don't want to replay through Nightmare mode. I could put it on easy.
Customer. Thaddeus, stand straight.
Hold on.
Places, everyone. Welcome to the Black Emporium.
Actually, I'm kind of surprised these two are here with me, because I don't think they actually come with you later on. Okay, we're not going to look at anything in here yet.
Some Dane fellow asked why make a shop so hard to find. Me? Really? He just has no concept.
Bro, this thing is so interesting. Anyway.
Stare too intently. That. On second thought, please do.
Okay. Just hold on 1 second. Let me change her hair to what I want it to be for Act 1. I just don't know where it's at, and it's going to be a little difficult. Okay, I think I found it. I want her to have this cute little braid for Act 1. She looks so different. We'll say her hair grew out and she just ties it back now. I think that's really cute. I think. Let me look at the other ones real quick. Yeah, we'll keep the braid. I kind of looked at everything else. This is kind of what I want. We won't change anything else because there's no need, so we'll just confirm. I thought he would have something to say. But yeah, this is going to be her hair for Act 1 and the deep roads. I'm not going to touch anything in here yet because I don't want to go through it yet, so we'll come back. We'll come back. Interesting little place. Alright, now we can properly go through most of the things I want to do. We need to go get Aveline, but I also... Yeah, let's go get Aveline. I think we're going to need her. I would like a full party at least, you know? At the very least. I like how, if you guys watched my Origins playthrough, I had the whole girl squad going on as much as possible, but in this game we're going to have a guy squad mostly going on. I think we'll just start exploring Hightown, talking to people, and then we'll go get Aveline, hopefully.
You know, Junior, you're looking at this all wrong.
Whatever it is you're about to say, I'm not interested.
I'm a professional younger brother. Trust me. The center of attention's the worst place to be. When things go wrong, and they always do, That's where all the fingers point. Look at any kingdom in Thedas. You've got people who warm thrones, and people nobody sees who do the real work.
And my sister is a queen in this scenario. Perfect.
Point, missing it. Oh well.
Point missing it. Hello, Worthy.
Hawke, long time no see, my friend.
Well, if it isn't Worthy, the dwarf with the incredibly ironic name.
I only advertise the truth. You aren't still working for Athenril, are you? Your year must be up by now.
Yes, I'm done with that.
Good for you. Always nice to see someone striking out on their own. I'll tell you what. I still have my old contacts. You need some rune crafting done, I can arrange it for you. Take care, Hawke. Don't get dead.
Don't get dead. Okay, so we have crafting. You have unlocked a crafting station for which you can order item. Okay, it's gone. Okay, it's gone. So in Dragon Age 2, from what I remember, there is a set amount of resources we have to find in the world, and we can use them infinitely in these ruins and potions and whatever. So we just need to find these because we'll need more for certain runes or potions or whatever. But for runes, from what I remember, you cannot take them off once you put them in, which I think is a little silly. Ew, what is that on the table? Is it a root or is it a creature? I don't know.
Keep a hand on your coin, Hawke. There are more cut purses in Hightown than in the rest of the city combined.
Alright, hello.
Another Ferelden street rat? Are you here to waste my time, or do you actually have coin to spend?
Mind your manners.
Great customers that way, and you'll earn more beatings than coins.
Hey, I'm having a bad week. There are few Fereldens of means in Kirkwall. Forgive me.
What do you sell?
Are you an armorer? A weaponsmith?
My stock is varied. What all my wares have in common, however, is quality. Only the best for my distinguished patrons. See for yourself.
Okay. I don't think we can buy anything, but I do want to see what he... Oh, we can also sell our stuff that we don't need. I do want to see what he has, because I do want certain things eventually. We'll want this eventually, but that's 21 coin. Don't need that. I guess we'll sell the things we don't need. Like, I am the only one that can actually wear armor, so any armor we don't already... or any armor outside our class or armor that we don't want to wear, we can sell immediately because everyone else has their own set armor, which I do like. I do like that about this game. Don't know about this stuff though. Okay, what he has on is better. I'll just sell it. We'll get stuff as we go around. So he has a tome of technique that we'll want later. These people don't have things, but we can look at their stuff. This is also Hightown, so things are probably more expensive here. But I want to make sure we look at everything, because sometimes there's companion armor pieces or other things. Oh god, okay, he was talking. That we might want to grab. I just want to make note.
Way around a weapon. Buy something.
Robes by Jean-Luc.
You out?
A backpack. Also that. We'll have to come back for that for sure. If I remember. God, we really have no money. Let me zoom out a little bit. We really have no money. See, okay. I remember playing Baldur's Gate, and I really wish Baldur's Gate had a... where you could walk around with the WASD. Or point and click. I think there was a... Oh. God. Pointing and clicking almost broke my game. I think there was a mod for it after I already started playing, so I didn't know about it. Okay, let's look this way. Bartran's over here.
A few weeks in the deep roads won't be that bad, right?
How much longer before we go? I gave up a job on the docks for this.
Hey, Bartrand.
Varric, where did you get off to? And what are you planning?
Bartrand, so suspicious. I have in fact brought us our future partner.
What? Partner? You stupid nug-humping dirt farmer. Why did you go promising something like that?
Because if we don't get this expedition moving, brother, then we won't have any profits to argue about, will we?
Maybe you have a point.
Glad to see you're finally seeing some sense.
I'd prefer to see some coin. That all in Varric's head, or do you have any?
Are we talking a full share here, or what?
If you have the coin, sure. You'll get a full share.
That seems like a lot for an expedition.
We're going lower into the deep roads than anyone's ever dared. Who knows what we'll find down there? Well, that means food and equipment and hirelings. None of that comes bloody cheap.
Okay, give me some time.
I'm still figuring that part out.
And how about you tell me when that happens? Until then, you're not much of a partner.
Relax, Bartrand. Have I ever let you down?
You don't want me to answer that.
Oh. Also, we see some friendly faces over here. We got Sandal and Bodon.
Bodan Feddick, purveyor of goods both common and rare, at your service. And this is my son, Sandal, who is as brilliant an enchanter as you'll ever find. Say hello to the nice human, Sandal.
Hello.
We shall be accompanying your expedition and providing the needed supplies. It's all quite exciting, isn't it?
The thought of adventure does make me giddy.
A kindred soul, surely. But I digress. Do you wish to peruse my wares, or perhaps make use of Sandal's unique talents?
Enchantment?
Just so.
Enchantment.
I thought all enchanters were mages.
Not at all. The fabled dwarven resistance to magic has allowed enchantment of crafts for countless ages. Granted, most dwarven smiths must work for many, many years to learn the skill. But my boy is a natural, a savant beyond compare.
A savant, as he scratches his butt.
I like enchantment.
He enjoys his work. What more could one ask?
You two don't seem the sort to hire onto this sort of expedition.
My son and I have never played it safe. Never kept to the tried and true roads. In fact, we have just returned from adventures while accompanying the hero of Ferelden, legendary Grey Warden and vanquisher of the Blight.
That's so cool. I'm glad they brought Bodin and Sandal back.
So you helped to defeat the Blight?
In our small way, perhaps. We did not fight at the Grey Warden's side, of course. The hero of Ferelden is a fine woman. After all her accomplishments, may she find even greater success.
Oh.
But surely my past is hardly of interest to the likes of you.
Okay.
Let's see what you have.
By all means, feel free to peruse my wares whenever you wish.
Alright. Oh, we're getting some codex as well. Surface dwarfs. In Orzammar, dwarven society is divided into rigid castes with houses that compete for power and prestige. But all that is discarded when a dwarf abandons the stone for the surface. Under the open sky, everyone is equal, or so the story goes. The truth is that thousands of years of tradition are not so easily tossed aside. Even though surface dwarfs are officially stripped of their caste, many maintain a hierarchy among themselves along the old caste lines. Formerly, noble houses are accorded more respect than casteless brands who come up in search of opportunity. Well, that's fucked up. The poorest noble dwarf on the surface looks like upon the rich, lower caste dwarfs with contempt. Interesting. Upper-class surface dwarf society is roughly divided into two camps. Kalnas, who insist on maintaining caste and rank, typically those from the noble or merchant caste families, and ascendants, who believe in leaving Orzammar's traditions underground and embracing life in the sunlit world. Maintaining some tie to Orzammar was seen for generations as the only lifeline for surface dwarfs. Bringing surface goods to their kin underground and lyrium and metals to the surface was not only the most lucrative means of making a living, but also a sort of sacred duty. as many surface dwarfs willingly accepted exile and the loss of their caste to better serve their house or patron. In recent years, many surface dwarfs, particularly ascendants, have branched out. They started banks, mercenary companies, and overland trade caravans. They became investors and speculators in purely surface trade. These new industries have proven tremendous sources of wealth that are looked down upon by their more conservative kin. For less affluent surface dwarfs, association with the powerful Kalna can open many doors. They can get credit when dwarven merchants and are offered work opportunities by the more powerful Dwarven Merchants Guild more readily, sometimes than more qualified but less connected individuals. Okay. An enchantment means you can take those runes and put them on stuff, but we don't have anything anyway. Okay, let's take a look-sees. Let's go this way.
Watch yourself. You don't want trouble here.
Wow. Kirkwall High Town. We're probably going to be reading everything we come across. I'll try to keep up with what we have read and what we haven't, because this game's a little different than Origins, unfortunately, with their codex. At the height of the Tevinter Imperium's slave trade, Kirkwall's elite prospered beyond dreams of avarice. Hightown was built for the wealthiest slavers, its glitzy mansions rising atop a great wall of rock that borders on one side the waking sea. Lowtown cowered on its other side until Kirkwall's slaves rose to plunder and destroy Hightown's riches. Today, Hightown's prominent buildings are the Keep, home to the ruling Viscount, and the Chantry, home to the Grand Cleric and the city's religious center. Both are converted estates that once housed wealthy magisters rebuilt and converted after the uprising. My brother Genitivi. So, we read that, right? We read that. Is it gonna... Yeah, okay, so it doesn't mark it off after we read it, so I have to remember to get back into our stuff. This is where Aveline is, so I think we should go get her. Oh, there's something sparkly over there. See, you never know what's in a nook or cranny. This game is really about exploring the same maps over and over, but I don't think that's a problem, in my opinion. You get robes? Sorry. It doesn't have an icon over it. It's better armor, but we have this plus 17 healing on for this one, so we'll keep what we have on. The green kind of goes well with our hair, so that's kind of good that we have a green outfit. You never know what could be hiding. And also, what I also love about this game, that there's a daytime...
You have to admit, the Canary haven't done anything.
And a
Doesn't mean they'll continue.
nighttime cycle.
I just don't understand. What do they want?
The Canary? Yeah, what do they want? What could they want?
You can't miss the Keep. It practically screams nothing fun ever happens here.
Oh my god. Oh, because I went to the Black Emporium? My dog's not here. Do I have to bring my dog in every time we go to a new area? That would suck. Well, here's the Keep.
I don't know what the ancient Tevinters used this place for, but I bet it wasn't making people feel at home.
Please stop. By all means, lead on.
You to talk to me like that, you bloody peasant.
Whoa.
Guard who'll throw you out if you kick that wall one more time.
Why are you kicking walls? Hierarchy of the Circle. It is no simple matter safeguarding ordinary men from mages and mages from themselves. Each circle tower must have some measure of self-government, for it is ever the Maker's will that men be given the power to take responsibility for our own actions, to sin and fail as well as to achieve the highest grace and glory on our own strength. You, who will be tasked with the protection of the circle, must be aware of its workings. The first enchanter is the heart of any tower. He will determine the course his circle will take. He will choose which apprentices may be tested and made full mages, and you will work most closely with him. Assisting the first enchanter will be the senior enchanters. We've definitely read this in Origins, but I'm just going to reread it anyway. A small council of the most trusted and experienced magi in the tower. From this group, the next first enchanter is always chosen. Beneath the council are the enchanters. These are the teachers and mentors of the tower. You must get to know them in order to keep your finger on the pulse of the circle, for the enchanters will always know what is happening among the children. All those who have passed their heroing but have not taken apprentices are mages. This is where most trouble in the circle lies, in the idleness and inexperience of youth. The untested apprentices are the most numerous denizens of any tower, but they more often pose threats themselves due to their lack of training than to anyone else. And because of that, they have to keep a tight leash on them, apparently.
How much longer do I have to wait?
As long as it takes, brother. Let's get Aveline. I need her.
How much longer do I
Oh my god, you have the same voice as that dude down there. Companions! We have entered a companion's home base. Let's get her. Hey!
Aveline! Hello, Hawke. That's it? What? Oh, right. Sorry. It feels like we just talked. I've been keeping an eye on you.
Bro, she's been spying on us.
Information is one of the few perks of this job. Watch out for Bartrand. He's a son of a bitch. You know I don't like it when you have people watch me. Saved me camping on your doorstep. After what we went through to get here,
Oh.
well, you're no child, but I take care of my friends. The places they have me patrolling, I've got time.
I love Aveline.
A person in your position seems like they might learn some profitable things. You know better than to ask that. One day you'll be frustrated enough to go for it. It's like I'm sitting on my hands. There are dangerous people in this city. In fact, I might have a job for you. Let me know if you want to do a favor for Kirkwall. Otherwise, I'm here if you need me. Maker knows I could use more satisfying work. Seems like Kirkwall suits you. It has been a challenge. Lots of opportunity, if you're the type the locals want. Are you? If you argue enough, you kind of convince yourself.
Oh, this question. Do you miss Wesley?
It's been a year settling in. Are you all right? You don't need to coddle me. I am where I am. How close I hold my memories is my own business.
She says don't coddle me, but she's basically coddling us by spying on us.
This must be a very different pace from serving King Kaelin. I love that life, but there's a new king for a new Ferelden. Seems cocksure, but I guess he was there when the archdemon fell. Can't fault an active hand. It's just one more change, though.
Elstar.
The real end for me was Ostagar. What about you, Carver? You were there. Do you feel something similar?
No.
All right, then. Bit of a tit, your brother.
Oh, I love Carver as well. Okay.
The Blight is over. You could go back to Lothering.
That wasn't home for me. It was just where the Horde pressed us. It wasn't the first village I saw fall. But you don't get used to people losing everything.
It's not how I wanted to say goodbye. I'll say that.
You can't go home again. That's supposed to be about maturity. It's not the same if you don't have the option.
She's so true. She says the most awesome stuff. Good advice. Okay, what's the job?
All right, Aveline. You have something worth doing?
My patrols may be empty walks in the dark, but there's something big coming up, and I could use you. An ambush, probably for a caravan, although I can't find any shipments that match up. Doesn't matter though. Highwaymen waiting for someone to rob. I'm putting a stop to it, my district or not.
Okay.
Do you have a name or anything else to go on?
Not important. If we show up and they attack, they're bad. Simple as that.
True.
I'll wager it's smugglers though. Like I said, seems like an obvious trap for a caravan.
You've been nosing around outside your commission.
I have contacts, and they're complaining about a lack of meat. Thugs and such. Someone is hiring. And one or two were told to prepare for travelers. You want to be good at this job? You pay attention to what's missing and when people arrange escape routes.
Adeline is so cool. Like, she has all this cool stuff going on and we're struggling out here. Why couldn't you hire one Carver as a guard?
Seems like you'd want to share this with your fellow guards.
I will, if you sit on your hands. I'll send my alerts and someone else will lead a patrol. But there's profit and influence to be had. You're my friend, so I'm offering.
Oh, we're friends.
I'm no guard, Evelyn.
There's only so many of us. Temporary recruits are expected time to time, as long as they're competent. You still claim to be competent, right?
Yeah, I do.
All right, Evelyn. I'll play guard for you.
I knew I could count on you. They're hidden up Sundermount, remote and rough, but we can make good time with a shortcut this side. And no, you can't run off and do it without me. I trust you, but I have to be there. You're acting on behalf of the guard.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Aveline. Got codex updated on Aveline. If it's family you protect, doesn't matter who it is, blood or not. Oh, that quote. Because this game is really about a found family that you build over the years, and I really love that. She's so loyal, I love her. Aveline was born in Olay, but she never knew the country. Her father, Benoit du Lac, was a chevalier who lost his... I think we read this, didn't we? Maybe not. Patron to the game of intrigue, he fled to Ferelden while Aveline was an infant, and though his holdings were meager, he was determined she would have the life he had lost. She would become a knight, no matter the cost. He eventually sold everything to sponsor Aveline into King Caelin's service. Knightly skill seemed bred into Aveline's bone, but she had her doubts, starting with her namesake, Sir Aveline. The first female knight of Orlais who was orphaned, mocked for her looks, and murdered when she dared stand with men in tournament. We read this. Actually, Leliana told us the story as well. Her glory lies in tragedy, but the living Aveline doesn't revere sacrifice. A principled death is still a death. Her father was proud of her, but she would never be the knight he wished for. Aveline married Wesley Valen while serving the Ferelden army. They were kindred spirits and determined guardians. His death during the Blight scarred her, not just his loss, but that she failed to protect him. Aveline was healed in the past year, but she has yet to forgive herself. Accordingly, she is fiercely protective of the Hawks and Astrid. They share a bond in loss, a connection she cherishes but will not allow to be repeated. Oh, I love her. I don't remember ever reading these, playing, so these are like new to me as well. I love that. Aveline! Do you have everything you have on you? She is going to be like a tank. We need health potions. We have none. Kirkwall City Guard. It is with pride that I, your Viscount, grant the authority of law and civil enforcement upon the guardsmen of an independent Kirkwall. No more will we defer to the will of foreign troops or draw a holy order onto tasks unbefitting their mandate. These proud men and women will be the people and will enforce the laws we have elected for a civil and ordered society. And should the specter of invasion return, the noble guardsmen will conscript from the population, for who better to amass the people's will than the constables of law charged with its inspection? This is a great day for fair Kirkwall, and I am honored to appoint the first guard captain. Long may he serve the will of the free people. Legion Legacy. A Study of the Fifth Blight, Volume 1. I think we... I know I said I would read everything, but also... Ooh. Oh wait, no, this is the Fifth Blight, so this is about what happened in Origins. While some of the contemporaries dispute whether the Fifth Blight was a true blight or merely a large darkspawn resurgence, historians agree that it began in the swamps of the Kakari Wilds on the southeastern border of Ferelden in the year 930 Dragon. King Caelin Theron was swift in responding to the threat, gathering the royal army, even every Grey Warden in his country, and sending a call for aid to the Ferelden nobility. The assembled armies laid a trap in the ruins of Ostagar, hoping to crush the force before it reached civilization, but they failed. Darkspawn overran the defenders of Ostagar and decimated the king and his army. They continued their advances into Ferelden unopposed. Only 2 Grey Wardens managed to escape the slaughter. And somehow, they came into possession of ancient treaties which compelled the races of men to join armies against the massing horde. We frickin' did. We definitely did do that.
The heart of law in Kirkwall. If I have to say something about it anyway.
In this game, we won't be just sticking with one party forever. We will be switching out characters as we need, as we go along, because they have to do their own
Good to go.
character stuff later on. So I think it'll be fun. What's this one? I just don't want to wear it. But I will be mostly settling with a party of a certain party. I'll talk more about it when we get more characters. Can I go in
Hope
here?
the day's treating you well, Sarah. I don't think I can do that.
Sarah. Alright, Aveline.
How much longer do I have to wait?
Let's continue exploring the rest of
The
the...
Viscount must be terribly busy. I've been waiting most of the day.
It seems like everyone in here is always waiting. Chantry hierarchy. The Divine is the titular head of the Chantry, although since the schism split the Imperial Chantry into its own faction, there are now in fact two Divines at any time. One Divine, informally called the White Divine, is a woman housed in the Grand Cathedral in Val Royeaux. The other, known as the Black Divine, is a man housed in the Argent Spire in Minrathros. Neither Divine recognizes the existence of the other, and the informal names are considered sacrilegious. No matter the gender, a Divine is addressed as most holy or your perfection. Beneath the rank of Divine is the Grand Cleric. Each Grand Cleric presides over numerous chantries and represents the highest religious authority for the region. They travel to Val Royeaux when the Colleague of Clerics convenes, but otherwise remain where they are assigned. All Grand Clerics are addressed as Your Grace. Beneath the Grand Cleric is the Mother, or in the Imperial Chantry, the Father. If a mother is in charge of a particular chantry, revered is appended to her title. These are the priests responsible for administering to the spiritual well-being of their flock. A mother or revered mother is addressed as Your Reverence. Brothers and sisters from the rank and file of the chantry consist of three main groups: affirmed, initiates, and clerics. Affirmed are the lay brethren of the chantry, those regular folks who have turned to the chantries for succor. Often they are the people who have led a difficult or irreligious life and have chosen to go into seclusion, or even orphans and similar unfortunates who are raised into the chantry life. So this was like Liliana. The affirmed take care of the chantry and are in turn afforded a life of quiet contemplation, no questions asked. Only those folk who take vows become initiates. These are men and women in training, whether in academic knowledge or the martial skills of a warrior. All initiates receive an academic education, although only those who seek to become Templars learn how to fight in addition. Clerics are the true academics of the chantry, those men and women who have decided or who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge. They are often found in chantry archive sages, presiding over libraries of books and arcane knowledge. The most senior of these clerics placed in charge of such archives are given the title Elder, although such a rank is still beneath that of Mother. All other brothers and sisters are addressed simply by noting their title before their names, such as Brother, Jenna, TV. Can't go
Good
further.
luck getting in. I've been waiting all day.
This place, everyone's waiting every day, all the time, no matter what.
How much longer do I have to wait?
We're gonna try to ignore those little comments from now on. Can we go in here? Oh. Okay, what is that? The Lomarin Accords. 50 years, that's how long it took the Imperium to drive out the Qunari occupation, but the rest of northern Thedas was not so lucky. Both Divines, White and Black, declared exalted marches, and for the only time since the schism of the Chantry, they worked together. A century-long siege resulted with the giant Qunari entrenched in Gentiva and Ravane, and all of Thedas throwing armies against them. The war drained the resources of every nation in Thedas, leaving most on the brink of collapse. For the Giants, it did not appear to be the damage of their armada, or the loss of their soldiers, but the terrible toll upon the Ravani population that prompted their retreat. What? When the third new Exalted March had all but massacred the people of Kant-Ar, without even chipping the Qunari occupying forces, the Giants finally withdrew. The treaty that put an official end to the Qunari Wars was signed on the politically neutral island of Lomarin off the southern coast of Ravane. 150 years after the assault on the mainland began, the Qunari left our shores. They received the northern archipelago in exchange for a cessation of hostilities against all the nations on the accord. Only Teventa refused to sign, so the war continues to rage in the Imperium to the present day. It's worth noting, however, that the Kingdom of Ravane immediately violated the treaty twice, once when the humans of northern Ravane, nearly all practitioners of the Qun, and therefore by definition Qunari, refused to leave their homes and go in exile to the islands, and again when the Ravane Chantry and nationalist forces, unable to convert its people back to the worship of the Maker, tried to purge by the sword, slaughtering countless unarmed people and burying them in mass graves. Ugh. It's a fortunate mystery that the leaders in Kant-Ar did not alert their allies in the Northern Passage, or we'd still be fighting the giants now. Interesting. Hi.
The office of the Viscount is not open to the public, especially recent arrivals not actually part of the public.
Wow, rude. What's in here? Is this your office? The Enigma of Kirkwall. The Viscount is suspicious, but the bribe was sufficient to gain access to the restricted section of the archives. The money would have been better spent elsewhere, the archives being almost devoid of Imperium-era records. When the slaves revolted, they hunted magisters and burned the city, at least the parts that could be burned. One account says that the streets were littered with piles of scrolls and books set aflame. Is your quest futile? Did the slaves destroy the answer? As Mafaref's armies toppled the Imperium, they sent 3 magisters and their legions here. They never arrived, but why march here of all places? What were they coming here for? Ooh. Behind a panel with curious markings signed the Band of 3. Yeah, what were they coming here for? Little old Kirkwall. Bottle Scar, 534 Exalted. Oh, it's just a... I see what that is. Can you open standard?
That's not really my thing.
Okay, we'll have to come back. Excuse me, pardon me, I can't go in here?
I can't do that.
Okay, bye-bye. We're gonna head on out. Quick save real quick. So also in certain areas we can gather our party and change up our party. Okay, well... let's continue exploring Hightown, and then we'll make our way to Lowtown and the docks.
A Ferelden in the guard. What will they think of next?
You have a problem with that?
Me? My family's not native either. I'm just surprised. A lot of old prejudice in the guard.
I'll give them plenty of reason to change their minds.
You know, it's possible they're just scared shitless of you. That's my theory, anyway.
Now that we have Aveline.
Hightown is the best of Kirkwall. Just ask them.
Alright, let's keep going.
That's ridiculous. How could anyone believe that?
Excuse me, people. Why are y'all just walking? We're gonna keep exploring Hightown. I think we should go this way to the Chantry first.
Did Mistress want silk thread or cotton thread?
Good day to you.
Sebastian, stop this madness. The Chantry cannot condone revenge, Sebastian.
It is my right, my duty, to show these assassins there is nowhere in the Free Marches to hide.
This is murder.
No. What happened to my family was murder.
Oh, dang. I know a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about Sebastian.
Good day to you.
I personally am neutral to him, but I think it's the funniest thing. He's a DLC character, and he's the only, I think, straight character, and he's behind a DLC wall, which I think is so funny. Since everyone else is bi in this game that you can romance. Anyway, we have the Chantry. Hello.
And Andraste did say, those who harm a house of the Maker have done harm unto the Maker himself.
Did you mess up? Okay, duty. A grave crime was committed against all free-thinking men and women in the Free Marches. The ruling Vale family in Starkhaven, my family, was brutally murdered, down to the youngest babe in arms. Oh. This massacre was carried out by members of the Flint Mercenary Company. I hereby offer a bounty on the head of each Flint Company soldier in the Kirkwall vicinity. Hey, we need money. We'll take it. Let's go
A
up
lot of
here.
candles for the dead in there. Seems like a waste of wax.
Y'all gonna talk about the Chantry? No? You know, I never really looked up before at the skybox. Or at the chantry itself. Jeez, why did we keep all these sculptures? Or did we incorporate them into our own? Because they had to from what we just read in a codex, they had to like rebuild and whatever. This was like a magister's home at one point, so that's crazy. Alright, let's go into the chantry.
Varric, do you do anything?
Am I the next stop in your career evaluations? Joy of joys.
You watch and you talk. Is that it?
You are dismissing hallmarks of both the utterly ineffectual and the incredibly dangerous.
I don't know what you mean.
It means coins flow when I talk and when I shut up. Like if you got paid to guard or unguard.
That makes no sense.
Good.
To guard or unguard. If you were a corrupt guard, Aveline is definitely not a corrupt guard, though. Commandments of the Maker. These truths the Maker have revealed to me, and there is but one world, one death. Oh, sorry, one life, one death. There is but one God, and He is our Maker. They are sinners who have given their love to false gods. This is so funny in hindsight if you played the other games, Inquisition. Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift and turned it against his children. They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in the world or beyond. All men are the work of our Maker's hands, from the lowest slaves to the highest kings, but those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children are hated and cursed by the Maker. Those who bear false witness and work to deceive others know this: there is but one truth. All things are known to our Maker, and He shall judge their lies. All things in this world are finite, and one man gains, another has lost. Those who steal from their brothers and sisters do harm to their livelihood and to their peace of mind. Our Maker sees us with a heavy heart. Yep. So I don't know if
the first of the Maker's children watched across the veil and were jealous of the life they could not feel,
Anyway, I don't know if these statues were here before or if they incorporated them into the same style as outside. Because obviously that's Andraste, right? They gave Andraste fucking big-ass statue in the middle of the chantry.
Sorry, I didn't see you there. Sister Alima told me I should keep my head up more often.
Okay, we have Andraste, Bride of the Maker. There was once a tiny fishing village on the waking sea that was set upon by the Tevinter Imperium, which enslaved the villagers to be sold in the markets of Minrathos, leaving behind only the old and the infirm. One of the captives was the child Andraste. She was raised in slavery in a foreign land. She escaped and made the long and treacherous journey back to her homeland alone. Fishing village of the waking sea. She rose from nothing to be the wife of an Alamari warlord. Each day she sang to the gods, asking them to help her people who remained slaves in Tevinter. The false gods of the mountains and the winds did not answer her, but the true God did. The Maker spoke. He showed her all the works of his hands, the fate, the world, and all the creatures therein. He showed her how men had forgotten him, lavishing devotion upon mute idols and demons, and how he had left them to their fate. But her voice had reached him, and so captivated him that he offered her a place at his side, that she might rule all of creation. But Andraste would not forsake her people. She begged the Maker to return, to save his children from the cruelty of the Imperium. Reluctantly, the Maker agreed to give man another chance. Andraste went back to her husband, Mafrath, and told him all that the Maker had revealed to her. Together, they rallied the Alamari and marched forth against the mage lords of the Imperium, and the Maker was with them. The Maker's sword was creation itself, fire and flood, famine and earthquake. Everywhere they went, Andraste sang to the people of the Maker, and they heard her. The ranks of Andraste's followers grew until they were a vast tide washing over the Imperium. And when Mafrath saw that the people loved Andraste and not him, a worm grew within his heart, gnawing upon it. At last, the armies of Andraste and Mafrath stood before the very gates of Minrathos. But Andraste was not with them, for Mafrath had schemed in secret to hand Andraste over to the Tevinter. For this, the Archon would give Mafraf all the lands to the south of the Waking Sea. And so, before all the armies of Olimari and of Tevinter, Andraste was tied to a stake and burned while her earthly husband turned his armies aside and did nothing, for his heart had been devoured. But as he watched the pyre the Archon soften, he took pity on Andraste and drew his sword and granted her the mercy of a quick death. The Maker wept for his beloved, cursed Mafraf, cursed mankind for the betrayal, and turned once again from a creation, taking only Andraste with him. And Our Lady still sits at his side, where she still urges him to take pity on his children. Does she, though? Does she care?
Those children. The orphan Fereldens ran off again after we fed them.
I wish they'd let us help them. It'd be better than scraping by on the streets of Darktown.
Okay, so they do want to help.
Maker's gaze be
Did you notice Sister Alima missed 2 lines in her last sermon? I think her age is catching up with her.
Yes, I've noticed. The poor dear walked out of her chambers with her robes on inside out the other day.
Well, we can't have her forgetting her lines like that. People will talk.
Oh boy. Not the gossip. And then we have the Grand Cleric of the Maker. There was no word for heaven or for earth, for sea or sky. All that existed was silence. Honestly, maybe I won't read this because we already know that he made the spirits and they were awful and didn't create, so he turned away from them. Honestly, the Maker is not a good guy. Like, why is he acting like this? He makes the spirits and then it's like, oh, you guys are not creative enough, so he makes humans and the spirits get jealous and blah 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 blah. Sermons of the Divine Renata first. The weakness of mortal will is the great falling of all the Maker's children. We trade our honor as if it were the cheapest of currency. We do not understand that integrity is or what it is truly worth. From this ignorance, original sin was born. At some times, each of us has thought, what does it matter if I keep hold of my integrity? I am but one mortal. I am powerless. How blind we all are. The virtue of a single slave destroyed the Tevinter Imperium. The dishonor of one man drove the Maker from our sight. I tell you truly, nothing but the integrity of our hearts will win the love of the Maker back to us. It is all the power we shall ever possess to change the world for good or for ill. Hello, Grand Cleric.
I'm sorry you had to witness that disgraceful scene by the Chanter's Board. I am Elthina, Grand Cleric of Kirkwall. Sebastian's normally a good lad, but he's had a terrible shock.
Okay, I do want to clarify, since we are human, we believe in the Maker. Astrid Hawke does believe in the Maker. It's going to be a little different how we were with Serena Dukin, who did not. Who is he?
Sebastian. Was that his name?
Sebastian Vale. He was affirmed here nearly a decade ago. He had just been invested as a brother when we got the news about his family. I'm afraid he reacted rashly, denied his vows, and left the Chantry. If the Maker wills it, he will return to himself before it's too late.
So he's some kind of priest?
He is an initiate of the faith. As a man, he cannot serve as a mother would, but he has led the chant here many times. Before last week, I would have said he was the most faithful of our true believers.
Yeah, well, having the whole death of his entire family would really fuck a guy up, wouldn't it?
He said someone murdered his family.
Sebastian is the youngest son of the ruling family of Starkhaven. They were overthrown recently, violently. Sebastian is the only surviving member.
He's royalty.
Prince Sebastian Vale, if he succeeds in his pledge to take back his lands. He made a vow to the Maker to put worldly concerns behind him. It is a sin to forswear himself for a mere title.
I'm going to help him.
I think his family deserves to be avenged.
Sebastian would spend his coin to buy men's lives, the same as those who attacked his family. No matter how justified he feels, that is murder. And when he returns, I will tell him so again.
Sebastian! Okay, we read this. Characters. Sebastian Vale. In the face of danger, sometimes the bravest thing is to stand back and trust that the Maker will see justice done. Sebastian Vale is the only surviving son of the ruling family of Starkhaven, which was murdered in a violent coup d'etat. Sebastian cannot forget the irony that he still lives only because his family was so ashamed of his drinking and womanizing that they committed him to the Kirkwall Chantry against his will. That's hilarious. Okay. After initially rejecting a priest lifestyle, Sebastian was more surprised than anyone when he realized that his show of faith had turned real. Since then, his belief to the Maker and his plan for Thedas had been unshakable. Embracing his new role, Sebastian took vows of poverty and chastity to become a sworn brother of the Chantry, so he can't fuck. Until word of the family's death forced him to take up worldly concerns once again. Grand Cleric Athena, Sebastian's mentor and friend, hopes to convince him to walk away from the struggle for Starkhaven and return to the good works of the Chantry. Well, I think you can convince him to go to one place or the other, but I'm not sure if it sticks by the end of the game. I think he is set on a path at the end of the game because of things that happen. Starkhaven, the largest city in the Free Marches, sits on the bank of the great Menantor River? Menantor? I remember my visit to the city quite clearly. I was taken up the river by barge, a cumbersome vessel that moved at a stately pace, and disembarked by the city's central square, an impressive space with marble fountains and surrounded by kingly estates. Starkhaven's wealth was truly a sight to behold. A path paved in granite led up to the grandest building I've ever seen. My guide indicated that this was the residence of Starkhaven's rulers, Prince Vale. We supped at the table of my guide's closest friend. I was presented with a variety of dishes from the region. One in particular stood out, fish and egg pie. Interesting. Starkhaven's most famous dish, 3 deboned fish caught just that day, were cooked in a porcelain vessel with boiled eggs. Dried fruit, spices, and thickened cream, all topped with a light crust. Superb. Sounds good. I don't know if I would like it, but it sounds good.
You are from over the sea, are you not? Have you come to pray for those you left behind? It was a near thing what happened in Ferelden, but in the end, the Maker stepped in.
Well, a dwarf stepped in, but yes. Tell me about Meredith. Or he works in mysterious ways.
I knew the hero of Ferelden had outside help.
Mankind has been a trial to him. We have turned our backs too many times. He must allow us to suffer the consequences of our actions. But he never burdens us with more than we can overcome.
Oh. We will never have peace unless we try to understand one another. Revered Mother Althena assumed the mantle of Grand Cleric almost 20 years ago. She is responsible for the spiritual well-being of the southern Free Marches, everything south of Starkhaven and the Menantor River. She has long been a calming presence in the city, renowned for her kindness and generosity. People frequently turn to her to mediate disputes, particularly those involving the powerful Templar Order, over whom she holds authority as the Chantry's ranking representative. Some claim that Althena's advanced age has rendered her ineffective, and that she allows Knight Commander Meredith more leeway with each passing year. Some are calling on the new divine, Justinia V, to appoint a replacement, but they do so quietly, for Athena is by far the most beloved priest the city has ever known.
Andraste.
Oh, I should have asked those questions. Oh well. I should have known that would have ended the conversation. Gotta ask those questions. Oopsie. History of the Chantry Part 1. Maybe I won't read things we've already... Hello? Well, we've definitely read this one. I don't want to read it again. Locks of the Golden Fool. That's new. Oh, it's a... Never mind, it's a quest. I thought it was going to be a codex. Lots of little nooks and crannies, too. Like, is there anything in here? Founding of the Chantry. I don't know if we read that. We might have. Cordelius Dracon, king of the city-state of Olay, was a man of uncommon ambition. I think we read this one. Yeah, we read that one too in Origins. Very interesting the way this is structured. Nothing in here. I love that there's doors that you open and there's nothing in them. Ferelden, the occupied north, which I think we've also read. Checking, let's see. Oh god, it's so long. Oh yeah, we read that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. Qunari lore. They came to the south, started attacking everyone to convert them, and they got pushed back.
I shall not be left to wander the drifting roads
to Ferelden. Okay. I want to read as much as I can, but also if we read them in Origins, now I'm realizing my throat cannot handle it. It's okay to skip them a little bit. Alright, let's continue looking through Hightown. I will say the loading times for each.
What do you do, Aveline?
You know I'm a guard. Why are you asking?
I mean in your off-duty hours, for fun. You've heard of it, I hope.
These are my off-duty hours.
And the trend of you scaring the piss out of me continues.
I love the banter. Alright, let's check out, that's to leave the map. Let's check out up here. Little fancy part. Hightown Estates. I want to get a footing for all the layout as much as we can. We'll probably be visiting all these areas later, but might as well do it now if we can. That's what I like about this game, even though it's repetitive. I do like how orderly it is. Like, oh, this is the path I need to take to do this. Because I just know this game so well. I don't remember everything, but I'm sure I'll have some surprises going in like I had with Origins after not playing it for so long. I also, I don't know if I like it or hate it, but there's like little secrets that aren't on the map, so if you don't actually just walk that way to see, you won't actually know if they're actually there. Maybe I hate it, because I feel like if the map should be there, that should be there. If you can walk on it.
To the void with this. I can never remember what Mistress wants.
Bro, y'all just need to write that shit down. Make a list. So also it does look like that our dog goes away at each screen change, unfortunately. Okay, we've been all the way here. I don't think we've been this way, officially. Also, we can look at the map. Okay. The Red Lantern District, of course.
Keep moving. I'd rather not be mistaken for a client of the Rose, thank you.
If I don't find a dress for tonight, I'll be laughed out of Kirkwall.
We're actually going in Aveline because I want to explore it. Sorry. Sorry.
And here we are in the brothel. My day is complete.
Let's not stay here for long.
Madame Lucine runs the place for Harlan. Or with him. Or on him. It's a coterie thing.
Oh my god. It's a coterie thing. Bro, why are there so many rooms in here? There's also men in here. I guess we don't care for them right now. I'm just looking around for little trinkets.
He didn't really ask you to wear a feather boa.
All lesion, darling. You get used to it.
The Anderfells. The Anderfells are a land of shocking extremes. It is the most desolate place in all the world, for two blights have left great expanses of the steppe so completely devoid of life that corpses cannot even decay there. No insect. We've definitely read this. Hang on, I don't want to be in the main room yet. People is where people sleep. Whoa. They look interesting. Whoa! There's so many of them. Sign Rune of Lightning. Okay.
Don't you threaten my boy, you skinny hag. I'll have you sacked.
Whoa.
Madam doesn't give a rat's ass about your brat. She pays me a copper every time I kick the little bastard.
What the hell?
I've got your usual ready and waiting for you upstairs, Sir.
Many thanks, Madam Z.
Gamlin.
I won't mention this to your mother if you don't.
Oh. Quintus. Why are we...
Welcome to the Blooming Rose. Personally, I wouldn't say it's blooming precisely, but the name's not my choice.
Oh, hi. Oh god, her makeup.
Ferelden, are you? We are not a charitable organisation, Sirrah. If you cannot pay, you will have to take your lonely self elsewhere. Is that clear? 2 sovereigns for premium service, 1 sovereign for standard service. 50 silver and someone may touch you. Briefly.
I'm not interested.
Of course you aren't. Poverty had nothing to do with your decision, I'm sure.
God, your fucking makeup is atrocious.
The merchandise is up front.
Get outside, Elise.
Did you approve my application?
I can't make you a guard, Carver.
We were both soldiers. Why won't they take me?
I was an officer, and I follow orders.
No, you don't.
I also think of others before myself. You seem tired of that, and that's dangerous.
Just when it's not my choice. You told them not to take me, didn't you?
Yes.
Aveline! I wonder why she did that.
Not going to happen.
Can you open this?
You want me to do what?
Yeah, there. You're literally the rogue in the party. Oh, he can't open standard. We'll have to come back. Okay, I think we're done with the Blooming Rose. You know, we had the Pearl in the first game. Now you have the Blooming Rose here. I don't think there is a whorehouse in Inquisition. I don't remember. Either way, why did Aveline disapprove of Carver joining the guard? That would have helped us out a ton, by the way. Alright, I think we're officially done with Hightown, at least for now. Let's head on over to Lowtown, or the docks. Let's go to the docks, and then we'll head to Lowtown officially, because that's the bottom of the bottom, well, besides Darktown, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
I'm surprised you still travel with this, Aveline.
Carver, don't.
You're ever so busy with the guardsmen. It must be a burden to slum with the refugees.
It's oddly comforting that you insult me like I'm family.
That wasn't... No, I didn't mean that.
I know. But you should be glad that's how I took it.
Woo! So the Canary are up here.
If we must stay here, we will do so without you intruding.
They did a really big revamp on Canary from Origins. Commoner.
I think the Canary is spying on us.
This place looks very drab.
The alienage is overcrowded. Someone should do something about it.
Looks very drab here, I'm gonna be honest. There's probably not much to do here right now. But we're gonna take a look-sees around anyway.
Watch out by the Canary compound. They seem very angry.
Western Warehouse District. I will say though, I'm pretty sure, I think I have a mod that helps with the graphics, but they do look better than the Xbox 360 version. I will say that, which is what I originally played this game on. Shady Merchant, hi.
Just don't ask where anything came from. In the market for something?
Okay, what do you have? I don't know if we want to buy these formulas either. +5 mana, stamina regeneration. We probably want to put a helmet on. Oh, wait, we want to put that on. I didn't know we had that. Let's put that on. Oh! Can we take off helmets? Imported quotation marks. Okay, good. I don't have that on anyway. We barely have any money. I feel broke. I feel so broke.
Captain finds a Ferelden.
Oh, a badly copied leaflet. How did I miss that? Take back our streets. Ferelden refugees, Qunari soldiers. Who next? Tevinter slavers snatching children out of their beds? This ends now. Send a message that Kirkwallers will not accept this. We must band together to drive foreign waste from our doorstep. Reclaim the free marches for the marchers. If you care about our future, join the Friends of Kirkwall. Reclaim our city. Okay. Codex updated. Okay, dude. I think that's a little ridiculous. I know there's probably a lot of refugees, but also, please. We're people just as you.
These docks are run tighter than the ships we load.
Anything over here?
All right. Got work to do.
Also, the spikes. The rusted spikes on the side of every fucking dock. And there's the gallows over there, I believe. So you do have to take a boat to get to the gallows every time you want to get to the gallows. That seems a little, well, I guess that's how the circle in Ferelden was also like. That makes sense.
These docks are run tighter than the ships we load.
I'm just looking every nook and cranny. I'll probably cut out a lot of me just walking around not saying anything. Because there's not always something to say or do or see. Some music though, what the hell? Look at that, a crate with probably something that's not valuable at all. Okay, well that's the docks. We'll move on to Lowtown.
Make her turn his gaze on you, child.
You look like a thinker. Dense.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Oh my god, Carver, let's get out of here. What the hell? To Lowtown. Okay,
maybe I should put you to use, Varric. Have you penned some warnings for the lawless?
Who's that for? Are most criminals big readers? Seems like pacifying the nobles.
Pictures, then. It was just a suggestion.
Well, how about a giant sign that just says don't? You could hit people with it.
Thank you. I get the point.
It just says don't. You can hit people with it. That's so fucking funny. That's so funny. I'm wondering if one of the mods is messing with the hairs on some of these elves. Okay, this is the elven alienage in this town. Sometimes I notice my game just lagging. Well, okay, let's read about the elven alienage. Lowtown is home to a squadlet of elven alienage. Here, like in most Thedas alienage, elves are packed into tiny rundown apartments and effectively segregated from the human population. Kirkwall's alienage is even more dilapidated than the rest of Lowtown, but the elves go to great lengths keeping the place looking bright and festive. The Vinidal, Tree of the People, standing in the middle of the alienage, is a symbol for the elven pride and shared cultural identity, and is lovingly cared for. It is difficult to say if the elves would continue confining themselves to the alienage if they were given the chance to mingle. They may not admit it, but some feel that living among their kind is far better than living with humans, no matter how terrible alienage life may be. They do have it they had painted it, and they have like little candles and boxes. What was that? Alienage culture. There have always been alienage that have been around for as long as elves and shims have lived in the same lands. Ours isn't even the worst. They say the Valoroa has 10,000 elves. I think we read this. Yeah, we read this in Origins. Because even elves that move out into a better house, into like human parts of the cities, their house got burned down and like they had to come back to the alienage, which is really horrible. Also, what the hell? Ugh. When I think of Dragon Age 2, I do think of the color red. See, here's one of the crafting resources we needed. Spindleweed! Resources is an old country saying that the spindleweed grows best for the sorrowful. Verdant spindleweed in a household's garden has often brought neighbors offering consolation, usually without even asking what might be wrong. What? This originates from the plant's use as a seasoning for dishes meant to speed the recovery of the infirm. A person who grows much of it is likely caring for the fatally ill. Aww. I didn't know that. Is this an exit? It sure is. Okay. Let's check this little corridor. Nothing here. Cool. How do y'all feel about Lowtown? I forgot to ask about the docks.
By all means, lead on.
She didn't talk.
Despite the name, Lowtown's not so bad. Just more likely to be destroyed by tidal waves than Hightown.
Okay. Also, this guy's so funny. Oh wait, not this guy. There's another guy. Hi.
The best outside of Orzammar.
The best outside of Orzammar. Because really, the dwarves have it all. Oh, we have a ring we should probably put on. Someone. Okay, this. We need to remember to get this. This is for Aveline. It's to upgrade her armor. We'll come back later.
Don't get stabbed again.
Don't get stabbed again? Oh, wow. Okay. We could check out the Hanged Man, which is where Varric sits at.
Free drinks for the guards, but accept and you wake up in the alley.
Also, what is happening over here? Is that where the foundry is? Sure, we'll go into the Hangman. Hangman! I love it. Alright. He wants us to talk to. We'll talk to him in a second.
About that hero of Ferelden? Yes. Why? What makes a hero, eh? I bet I could kill an archdemon.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you couldn't. I'll bet you a dozen ales.
What? Well, now I'm gonna show you.
We have a book about Ravane here. Nowhere in my travels, nor not in the heat of the Imperium, nor in the streets of Orzammar, have I felt so much of an outsider as in Ravane. The chant of life never truly reached the ears of these people. The years they spent under the thumb of the Qunari left most of the country zealous followers of the Zakuun. But resistance of the chant goes deeper than the Qunari war. The Ravani refused to be parted from their seers, wise women who were in fact hedge mages, communicating with spirits and actually allowing themselves to become possessed. The Chantry prohibition against such magical practices violates millennia of local tradition. Vervain is such an interesting place, and I really wish...
Notice the way those Kunari look at you. It's like they're judging you.
Or trying to decide how to prepare you for dinner.
I really cannot wait to find out more lore about Vervain.
Nora, you and me.
Oh my god, there's blood on the floor.
Upstairs. What do you say?
Not if you were the last man in the Free Marches. You heard about that Deep Roads expedition. They say anyone who goes down there is going to be rich. You don't think they'll need drinks served down there, do you?
No. Also, I never knew you could go back here, I'm going to be honest. Never knew you could go back here. +3 physical damage. We're going to give that to Carver, actually. We have some health potions as well. That's good. Well, we don't have money to spend on drinking, but maybe we can talk to him.
Welcome to the Hanged Man.
And in news.
What's the word on the street?
You hear about the Isle of Redcliffe? Some say Andraste herself reached down and cured him so we could unite the land.
Any other news?
The craziest thing. Apparently, the pigeon population has taken a nosedive in Ferelden.
Shell!
Weird, huh?
Shell.
What kind of sick individual preys on those innocent things?
That's such a little hint at Shell.
Any other news?
I hear rumours of a healer in Darktown who's looking after the sick. For free. Imagine that.
I can't imagine that.
Any other news?
There's an expedition heading to the Deep Roads, and every sword and his dog wants in on it.
Any other news?
You saw the shipwrecked Kunari. There was a man in here who swears he saw the whole thing happen. Apparently, the Dreadnought was fighting another ship before they both crashed on the reef.
Ooh.
Any other news?
You ever met the Viscount Dumas? The man doesn't use his head for anything but storage for fancy hats.
Oh.
Any other news?
People say Meredith's the real power in Kirkwall, not the Viscount. Even Dumas answers to her.
Wow.
Any other news?
Apparently, the Kunari are just waiting for a ship to take them back to Parvollen. Hope it comes soon.
Any other news?
Apparently,
okay.
The Kunari are just waiting for a ship to take...
Any other news?
Apparently,
okay, that's all we got. Thank you.
Thanks. I should go.
Anytime.
Hey, Nora, you and me in my room.
I hear Meredith makes blankets from the hair of dead mages to keep her warm in the winter. My mother used to say that there are a lot more mages now than when she was a child. I think it's the lyrium in the water.
Lyrium doesn't make you a mage. Also, is this wood into dirt or concrete?
I don't like some of the people you've been associating with, Carver.
Talk to my sister. She's the one in charge.
Maybe, but I know you get around.
Oh.
This city's full of people who are dead set on ending badly. I don't want to see you end up the same way.
Would asking you to stop spying on me help in the least?
No.
She's just looking out for us. This is Varric's room, I believe. He gets the little pricey room. We'll talk to him in 1 second. Let's look at the rest of the Hanged Man. Hanged Man. Also, these doors are massive, by the way. Why do they need such big doors? History of Kirkwall, Chapter 1. Okay, we gotta read this one. It's difficult for many to comprehend today, but was a time when Kirkwall was believed to be the very edge of the world. It was Imerys then, named after its founder, Magister Imerys Craven. It was but one outpost on the very fringe of the Tevinter Imperium. There, the Magister's serfs worked the quarries for the jetstone needed for the mighty temples of Meranthos. After a slave rebellion nearly burned the temple to the ground in the great city, it was determined that a center for the slave trade would need to be established well away from the more civilized parts of the Imperium. Though this account may be exaggerated, since the notorious Archon Venarius Iser narrowly escaped assassination at the hands of an elven slave at the time. Because the new slave outpost would become wealthy beyond imagining, competition among prospects reportedly took over 20 years to resolve, resulting in great bloodshed in the frontier, well away from the Archon's eyes. Magisters took arms against Magister, mostly in the form of small armies of serfs and mercenaries. Over half the slaves in existence allegedly died in these battles before Emrys was finally chosen, thanks to the marriage of Craven's son to the Archon's daughter. Wow. Within a mere decade, the mighty fortress was erected on the cliffs where Kirkwall now stands. Over 1 million slaves passed through its gates before the Imperium eventually fell, an unimaginable number by today's standards. The Craven family itself became patrons of the next 3 Archons and was one of the driving forces behind the extension of the Imperial Highway into the Ferelden Valley, a move that would cost them considerable political influence after the resistance of the Alamari tribes. During its height, Emrys was a jewel to the rival of the mightiest of the Imperial cities and the greatest center of civilization outside of Tevinter. Interesting. Got another quest. I remember on the Xbox 360, since I played without internet for a long time, there was a glitch where if you got one of these little side quests, you basically just turn it into someone and they'll give you some money and say something. That's it. You don't even go into like a actual conversation. You could spam, I think it was X or A, one of the buttons, and you would get experience indefinitely until you reach level 50, which I think is the max level. And I would do that every time I would play. You could just glitchy spam, but they fixed that in the update, and when I got internet I couldn't do that anymore, so that made me sad. I remember that fondly. Having all the money and experience and levels that you would need in the first act, crazy. Malfakarum, we know about them. We don't need that. I do want to read it, but I know I've read some of these. Dude, what are you on about? The truth is out there. That door's locked. Alright, let's talk to Varric. See what's got going on.
So, here's the thing. We need to find a way into the deep roads. Bartrand can lead us to the right place once we're down there, but we need a good entrance.
Any entrance would do, wouldn't it? Well, unless a dragon's sitting in it, I suppose.
We need an entrance that's close to our destination, but isn't already plundered or filled with darkspawn. Fortunately, I've received some new information. There's a Grey Warden in the city.
There's a Grey Warden.
If get down there, it'll be him.
Why would a Grey Warden know that?
The Wardens don't just fight darkspawn. They forge into the deep roads all the time. And if he doesn't know, he might be able to point us to those who do.
Are there any other options?
None at the moment. Bartrand had an entrance lined up, but it was a bust. I'll keep looking, but if we don't find something, we'll have a fancy expedition with nowhere to go.
We may need to wring it out of him. Wardens can be secretive.
Let's look at our options first. I'd rather not fight a warden unless we have to. Supposedly, this Grey Warden came in with some other Ferelden refugees not long ago. A Lowtown woman named Lorene has been helping the Fereldens. We talked to her. Maybe we learn where he is. I'll keep after my contacts, see if I can drum up any other work.
Thank you, Varric. Are we going down a rival path with Varric? 15? Is it because I said we have to wring it out of him? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, hold on. No. Can I reload? I didn't mean for that. I want to be friends with Varric. I won't do this too often, but that was a very big oversight for me. We are probably going to be rivals with quite a few people, though. Aveline, we're going down a friendship route. Varric, I want a friendship route. Carver will be rival. This is why I saved before we talk to him.
Bartrand can lead us to the right place once we're down there. There's a Grey
We'll ask the
Warden,
questions.
and if he doesn't know, I'll keep looking.
Okay.
But if we don't find something, we'll have a fancy expedition with nowhere to go.
Sounds like you have it all planned out, Varric.
And that, Masser, is why I'm here. Supposedly, this Grey Warden,
Yep. That was dire, guys. Don't be aggressive with Varric. I'll be aggressive with some people, but not Varric. I feel like a lot of people do just pick one personality type and stick with it throughout the game, but I feel like certain situations call for certain personality types, and also certain people bring out certain personality types in Hawke. So I like to mix it up a little bit. We'll go back to Lowtown for now. I guess I'll trigger the Grey Warden quest as we go along, because I do want him ASAP. I need him for Nightmare mode. I'm kind of scared. I'm not trying to have my Hawke mage be a healer, so I need a healer. Okay, we went into the Hangman. Let's go down here now, where all the shops are.
The Merchants Guild has their fingers in all these pies. Well, not the actual pies. They're clean as far as I know.
So we have a trinkets monger.
Come, sir. Don't be shy.
That one sucks more than what we have. Damn, I might also buy potions if we need to.
You want daggers? Got them too.
Sure, let's take a look. You just got weapons? Okay, never mind.
Gather round, all. I bring you a priceless treasure. From the highest heights of Mount Davarus is travelled. A pouch of Andraste's ashes.
Oh no.
Verified by the scholar Genitivi. These ashes cure any ailment and provides virility in more intimate matters.
What?
Do I have a volunteer?
I'll try.
Just a small pinch, Sarah. There you go.
My God. It's gone.
Cured by the Maker himself.
By the Maker himself.
That's enough. Clear out, you charlatans.
Whoa, whoa. That's because we let Genitivi expose the ashes of Andraste's ashes. Anyway, hello.
Every coin those swindlers nab goes straight to the Carter's coffers. They must be stopped.
The Carter. The castless dwarfs of Orzammar have few prospects, consigned to life to live in a crumbling ruin on the social and economic fringes of the mighty dwarven capital. Most resort to begging, prostitution, or crime. Just as the rivers eventually join the sea, all castless who turn to the crime eventually become part of the Carta. The hero Ferelden decimated the ranks of this ancient gang while rallying the dwarves to join in the battle against the archdemon Uthurmal. Unable to recover the power they once had in Orzammar, they turned their attention topside, using groups of surface-dwelling dwarfs to smuggle weapons, lyrium surface, luxuries, people, and other goods between Orzammar and human lands. Despite the flow of business, its members are still desperate and violent. With no strong leader to rein in their excesses, they have little sense of dwarven honor and freely break their word, double-cross allies, and renege on deals. Yeah, sorry about that. I guess we made it worse in the long run. Yes. Creatures? No. Characters? No. I don't need the... Okay. So we got a quest from that. Okay, here's one of the people. Yeah, you could do something and you could just infinitely click
something of yours
and get money and experience.
A strange turn. Thank you.
Lady Elegant.
My. If it isn't Hawke. Still up to old tricks, Elegant? Lady Elegant, if you don't mind. I'm a married woman now. Last time we met, you were still in Athenral's employ. Things have been going well since then? Could be better. Could be worse. I often feel the same way. You may recall I sometimes provided potions for Athenral. I'd be willing to extend you the same courtesy if you like. All I ask is you inform me of any interesting reagents you find. In exchange, I'll approach my contacts on your behalf. And of course you'll need the appropriate recipes.
Yeah.
Such as this one. Free. For old time's sake.
Alright. I like that we did have, like, people we knew about.
You should meet my husband, Hawke. Perhaps an evening out sometime.
in our 1 year with whoever we chose, but I wish we kind of had like a little bit of information or played a little bit of the year before we jumped into the first act. Alright, so we found 1 spindleweed. I also remember there was 1 elf fruit potion. Health regeneration. Injuries. Interesting. I remember missing an achievement on the Xbox 360 version of this game back in the day where I couldn't find one of the ingredients in the world throughout the years and I didn't get the achievement. Just one, I think it was an elf fruit that I didn't find. I was so upset about that. Hello, Vincentio.
Only the finest of Haven.
And Tevan. Okay, what you got? Nothing. Lowtown. Lowtown sits in a massive cauldron-shaped pit that was once Kirkwall's first quarry. The district was constructed by slaves who carved the city and its harbor out of rock. Today, Lowtown is a labyrinth of shantytowns, corridors, and hexagonal courtyards, hexes in the local parlance. Lowtown's poorest live in caves hewn out of the cliff's face. The district is shoddily built and bears scars caused by collapsing walls. Boundary smoke smothers the area. Only a cold winter storm clears the air, but the icy wind howling over the mouths of old mine shafts hardly count as relief. Occasionally, these dark town shafts erupt with gouts of foul air known as choke damp. It is not uncommon to find whole slums silently suffocated, frozen in the midst of everyday activity. Oh my god. The walls surrounding Lowtown are highest by the harbor. Its busiest street leads up to Hightown, where the wealthiest Kirkwallers perch. When one stands in Lowtown, all one sees other than the rocky walls is Hightown. It glitters overhead, always in sight, yet always beyond reach. Brother. Hightown over there? That's awful. Also, whoa. Cheese. Apparel shop, hello!
You won't find better pricing.
Okay. I need this backpack so bad. So I'm gonna get it. Okay. We'll come back for the other stuff. And then this loops around. Perfect. Let's do this quest. Quick save outside of it. And then we'll go find our Grey Warden. Oh, we'll go home probably after this and then we'll find our Grey Warden. Gotta check out Darktown.
Everyone, please just step back. My mother's in labor. The baby's
Oh my god.
Can anyone help her?
I'll send word to the healer, but my son's hurt bad. Can't overturn on him.
Oh no.
Bone pit.
The bone pit.
Everyone in your turn. I promise we have donations coming in. There will be food and medicine for all of you.
Mind if I steal some stuff? Also, before we talk to her, let's talk to this one. Oh, it's just a shop. Okay, we don't want anything then. Hello.
If you're seeking aid, leave your name with my girl. We serve everyone here. No one came from Ferelden without trouble. But I can't give priority to anyone who's already found work and lodging.
I hear you know where I can find a Ferelden Grey Warden.
Only Ferelden Grey Warden I've heard of is sitting on the throne.
Alistair.
We're out of the Blight's path now. Why would you need a warden?
The healer was one of them once, wasn't he?
The blabbermouth.
Well, he's not now, and busy enough without answering fool questions about it.
Then I'll only ask very smart questions.
I do not joke, Sirrah. You see what our people face in Kirkwall. They have no jobs, no homes. Most can barely buy bread. This healer, he serves them without thought for coin. He's closed their wounds, delivered their children.
And yet he needs to hide.
He's a good man. I won't lose him to the blighted Templars.
He's a mage!
You mean he's a mage?
Would I stick my neck out for some purveyor of hensbane and leeches?
Oh, perish the thought. Another delicate mage flower.
Carver.
He doesn't want to be locked in the gallows just for using the gifts the Maker gave him.
We're gonna drift off the path of this and do this. Because we are a mage and we understand. We sympathize with the plight.
Your healer is in no danger from me.
Right. Perfectly safe if he cooperates.
I suppose it isn't my secret to keep. Anders has certainly been free enough with his services. Refugees in Darktown know to find the healer, look for the lit lantern. If you have need enough, Anders will be within.
If you have need enough.
30 farms for work. Not one is hiring Fereldans.
Damn. I can't donate right now. I might come back and do that before we end the act. Okay, we need to go home first. I would like to go home, and we still need to explore Darktown as well before we do the Tranquility quest. We have trouble.
Hey, we heard you in there asking about the healer. We know what happens to mages in this town, and it ain't gonna happen to him.
Carver.
You want him safe? Don't pick fights with other Fereldans while the Templars are after us all.
Ferelden? But your clothes. I figured you for a Kirkwaller, sorry. Make her bless the rule of our King Alistair.
They were quick to change their tune, weren't they? Thank you, Shit, if I was going for a full friendship with Carver. No, I gotta reload. I can't have Carver having friendship. I'm sorry, even though I love him for that. I love that he did that. I know how drastic this game can be if one side, if you don't get to one side of the spectrum of friendship or rivalry. Okay.
And it ain't gonna happen to him.
Oh, why can't I be like, I'm a mage, I won't hurt him? Are we going to fight them if we do this?
I'm not turning your healer over to the Templars.
Right. Like anyone turns down the reward for an apostate. Let's shut their mouths.
We're under it.
Okay, no, we're gonna have to do the Carver route. That's interesting. I guess I'm just gonna have to accept that. I don't want to kill them.
And it ain't gonna happen.
Plus 10 friendship. We'll get the rivalry back up. I'm just worried because I want it to be max. We need to go home. Which I believe is this way that we didn't check out yet.
Shove off, you.
Bro, I'm just walking by. Swindler. Oh, this is the Carta?
Not a step closer. No refunds on the ashes, friend. If the Maker doesn't favor you, that's between you and him, isn't it?
Brother, who are you?
At least it's not.
Get out of my face. Aveline died. Oh my Jesus. Okay, I don't know if I set up Varric's stuff. Oh, he stunned himself. Bro, what is happening with our tactics? Oh, okay. Well, you're probably going to have to be defender. Your controller? Range. And she died, unfortunately. This is why we need... This is why we need... Oh my god, why are you here? Oh my god. What's that do? I'm beginning to realize maybe Nightmare is too hard. I'm gonna try on hard mode. Maybe? Okay. I'm gonna change it to hard mode. I feel like Nightmare is way too hard, especially if you're not starting out with a healer. I feel like it's a little bit of a waste because I did Origins basically all on a Nightmare mode, but like, I don't want to struggle this much, especially when we don't have a healer. Also, your tactics. Let me fix those. Not abilities. You're also gonna have to be a defender for now. Be a defender. Scrapper, controller.
Say I didn't warn.
What's happening here? What's going on? What is our dog doing? Dude, you could be helping us. A guard just casually walking? Not doing shit? Where's Aveline going? Who's he gonna stab? Me? Okay, this is much more doable than Nightmare mode. Maybe I'll switch back to Nightmare mode when we get Anders, our little Grey Warden friend, but right now, I feel like it's just too difficult. Just too difficult. At least for the team setup I have. And I have never beat this. I think I beat it on hard, but I've never beat it on Nightmare mode. Alright, this is our home. Our little low town home. Okay, this is something I can't even wear because it's freaking rogue armor, isn't it? Yeah, cunning dexterity. Fire damage. I don't have fire attacks. That was more Bethany style, but we'll try it out. We'll wear it for now. Oh, here we are. Oh, what's in that book?
Hard to believe they left me nothing.
Well, Mother was pretty steamed when you ran off with your Ferelden apostate.
I'm still their daughter, their eldest.
Oh boy, let's look at our letters first. Bait and switch. Hawke, you might be interested in something that's come up. A contract of mine, a fellow by the name of Anso, is asking around for someone competent regarding a job, and I suggested you. He's always paid well, so if I were you, I could check into it before someone else snaps it up. He said he'll be in Lowtown Bazaar at night. Athenril. Thank you, Athenril. Hawke, your year's up and you're free to go. Despite what you think, we had a good thing working together. I might pass along an opportunity or two if you're willing to get your hands dirty. Stay safe, and then roll. The Black Emporium, which we'll go back and look at all the lore there. Greetings, you do not know who I am, but I've heard of you. I understand you might need items from my collection as well as the means to obtain them. I do not extend this invitation to anyone, but you are not simply anyone, are you? Consider this an invitation to the Black Emporium. Enclose are directions through the passages underneath the city, as is the charm to enter. If you give the charm to another, its permission will immediately be revoked, and the consequences will be unpleasant. Adieu, Xeon. Duty. To whoever elects to participate in the charitable deed of assisting the Vale family of Starkhaven, His Most Worthy Highness Prince Sebastian Vale has provided instructions for anyone brave and noble enough to attempt eradication of the rabble who dared attack his family. 3 groups of Flint Company mercenaries have been sighted in the Kirkwall vicinity. One group makes camp not far from the Elves of the Sundermount mountain range. The second has been seeking information on the docks after nightfall. The third is far from the main road off the Wounded Coast. They are believed to have a small campsite as well past any known landmarks. A Prince award awaits whoever finds and defeats all these rogues. May the Maker guide you, Chanter Talithia. Which is what we've done. Okay. Yes, Mother?
My children have been in servitude for a year. They should be nobility.
If wishes were poppy, we'd all be dreaming.
Why was nothing set aside for us, Uncle?
Your mother was supposed to marry the Comte de Lancey.
Oh, the Comte de
Instead,
Lancey.
she ran off with some Ferelden apostate. You don't get to stay the favorite when you do that.
That's fucked up.
Where is Father's will? If I could just see for myself.
It's not here, all right? It was read. It went in the vault. No one needed to look at it again.
That's suspicious.
I know the Amels were nobility, Mother, but not much else. Why don't you ever talk about them?
The Amels have been a noble family in Kirkwall since Garahel drove out the Fourth Blight. But we've always carried magic in our blood. It's been a stain on our lineage. No family of good standing would ever marry into a line with magic. When I chose your father, I was bringing more magic into our line, not less. I think that's what hurt my parents the most.
Did Grandfather mention Mother in his will at all?
Our father died when you were still in Pinafores, girl. You can hardly expect me to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course not. Why should you do something reasonable?
Oh my god.
Take me to the vault.
Can't. It's in the cellar of the estate. Someone else lives there now.
What daft bastard leaves that behind?
It was old news. You think I've been sitting here for 25 years waiting for Leandra to slink back?
Who bought the estate, Gamlen? Perhaps I could speak to them. Was it the Reinhardts?
No one you know.
No one we know.
Get used to Lowtown, sister. That's where we're going to stay.
What an asshole. Hey, Carver, you got something to say?
Maker, what a mess. I want to make things better for Mother. But some of what Gamlen says, I'm having a hard time hating him. Playing caretaker for someone else's life. Stuck in their shadow. That's no way to live.
And there it is.
Look, if you want to join the fight over who lost the most, fine. But I never lived here. Mother even gave me her old key to try and stir something. But I didn't know Grandfather. Finding his will doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter to him.
We're scraping to bribe Bartrand, and you don't think having an estate would help?
Sure it would, but it won't be free. How much unwanted attention will warring with slavers get us?
Slavers?
What have you heard?
Uncle's a chatty drunk. He was up to his neck and signed everything over. That's who has the estate.
Oh my god.
Apparently, the most extensive wine cellar in Kirkwall is now a slave highway from the Undercity. That's the family legacy.
That's fucked up.
That sounds like an arrangement that needs to change.
And what if it does? We still aren't important enough to actually live in the place.
Baby steps, Carver.
All right, sister. If the key works, we'll clear the estate from the Undercity up.
Damn, okay.
I don't know if this will help, but I do feel like hitting someone.
Do feel like hitting someone. I think it'll help. What do we get? God, I hate how this looks. I hate the codex in this one, actually, compared to what we had going on. Hey.
Get out of my face.
Whoa.
Mother's bad enough. I don't need you nagging me.
You're a fucking asshole, you know that?
I always wanted to bring you children back to meet your grandparents. Now I wish we'd stayed in Ferelden.
Well,
I think this is the same cheese that was here a year ago.
Oh, ew. Note of address to Gamlin. Gamlin and Mal, payment is now 2 months late, Sirrah. Interest secures as you are well aware. You will find yourself barred from our establishment unless payment is made. I think no better hardship or numbers runner in Kirkwall will deal with you. I certainly hope this matter is attended to before steps are taken. Let's avoid further unpleasantness. Damn, Gamlin.
I think this is the same cheese that was
That's
here
not
a
even
year
what I
ago.
clicked on. What?
I feel itchy just looking at that thing. Looks like the dog's trying to tunnel his way out of this hovel. Can't blame him.
I like how this doesn't even go anywhere. Does this room just fill with smoke? The hell?
I'm with you, sister. For now.
For now.
The house won't clean itself, Uncle.
Okay, this is where all the DLC is, and honestly, I'm not touching any of it. God, there's so much in here. We'll click on this, though. The cardinal rules of magic. You must not be under the impression that magic is all-powerful. There are limits, and not even the greatest mages may overcome them. No one, for instance, has found any means of traveling either over great distances or small ones. Actually, I think I've read this. Okay. We're gonna not... I don't want to grab any of this, actually. I don't think it... I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it yet. Also, I don't want my inventory to be full. Also, some of this is made for certain characters that we don't have. So I don't want to mess with it. I'm just going to peek-see at it. And these two statues are the DLC events that we can go through. Just looking. Special deliveries. Tomes! Is there a tome in here? Tome. A Lotherin's Lament. Of Things Not Lost. The Far Cliffs of Kirkwall. I don't know what that's about, but let's look at it all. Written by a Ferelden refugee who fled the Blight, this book of poems contains touching reminiscences of all she had to leave behind. Readers will surely benefit from her experience. Written by a Ferelden refugee as she fled the Blight. Wait. Poems describe her struggle to preserve her past and cling to the few physical mementos she brought with her into foreign lands. And then describes her dreams of a new start in Kirkwall, the city across the sea. Readers will surely be Okay. So we leveled up from that. I want to be more of a damager than a supporter with my Hawke. Oh. The 3 specialization: Force Mage, Spirit Healer, which is always good, and then Blood Mage. I don't want to be a healer, unfortunately, and Blood Mage is too aggressive, in my opinion. I have another Hawke. My first Hawke ever, when I first played the game, I romanced Fenris, and I was a Blood Mage. You can see how that went. We want to be a Force Mage, though. I think it's really fun. But I want to keep going with my stuff. So, do we want more Focus Strike, or do we want more probably Area of Effect, I think. So I might go with that. We also have this still. I might want to get some buffs, or I might leave that for Anders. I know I want to focus on Primal and then maybe Spirit. Let me look at what Spirit has. Death Siphon, Spirit Bolt, Spell Magic, Walking Bomb, maybe not. I don't know exactly what else I want to experiment with. We got hexes we could do. That might be helpful. For now, let's get this. So we have a big area of effect to help Aveline and all of them. Okay. Oh, our dog.
He wasn't like this in Lothering. I think he misses the open fields.
Come on. Let's play Fetch the Invisible Ball.
He just needs to get out more. Don't you, boy?
I agree.
But if he's with us, who'd keep Gamlen's debt collectors away?
Take it. I'm sick of what's-his-name staring and panting.
Gamlen, honestly, a Mabari understands what you say. Try using his name.
What's wrong with dog? Real easy to remember.
Bro. And this is where we can name our dog. I don't know what to name our dog. Give me a second to think on this. Okay, I think we'll name it Tyr. Name him Tyr. Our dog, his name is Tyr. Oh.
I'll let you sleep.
Oh, we can't be mean to the pupper. So we can also order things from our house. Okay, I think that's enough of this. I think we're ready to continue on. Oh yeah, then you can pick your team. I'm gonna go straight to Darktown. We're just gonna explore Darktown. Maybe we'll get Anders. I think we might hold off on that though. I just want to explore Darktown just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just want to finish up our exploration of daytime Kirkwall at the very least.
Can't we?
Oh my Jesus.
No?
More electricity. I'm a force to be reckoned with. He took a potion. What the fuck? Only I can do that. Oh, everyone else also leveled up. Let's get that going. I also turned on the persistent gore. What does this do? Increases damage and attack values. Oh, what's health do? Oh, we should definitely just give him strength then. We also gave him this. Let's see. Increase the resistance to damage, making the warrior temporarily immune to effects of force. I think we'll get this. And for her... Oh, she can't get that? Level 7. Points required. Oh. Perception. Okay, cool. That'll be good. And you, my dude. Aptitude for picking locks and disarming traps with difficulty thresholds every 10 points. So for standard, he needs 20. I believe. Let's get you also a hail of arrows. Stamina drop.
Don't like Darktown? Die and make room.
Jesus, lady! I'm just standing here.
Humans could be this poor.
The Deventer Imperium, for good or ill, the Imperium has put its stamp on Thedas forever. The old Imperial Highway is still in use across most of Thedas. The ruins of Deventer fortresses and centers of magical study still litter our landscape, long after the glory of the Imperium dim. But the influence of the ancient empire goes deeper than this. Without Tevinter, there would have been no blights, no Andraste, no chantry. Every aspect of our world would be altered. The might and the majesty of the Imperium may have faded, but it still makes its presence known, even in the most distant corners of Thedas. Every child has been brought up on stories of Tevinter as it is now, a decadent nation ruled by the Archon and his court of magisters. Great and no doubt corrupt mage lords. Their chantry a mockery of our own, their black divine man chosen from the ranks of the Minrathos circle of magi. The Maker's most hallowed law, magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him, perverted. Mages in the Imperium say their most sacred duty is to serve man, and they serve best by wielding political power. And the worst that which blessed Andraste must weep to see, all of it is built on the foundation of slavery. While most nations forbid the buying and selling of slaves within their own borders, nearly everyone ships her people to the Imperium for sale, striking the prohibitions against such atrocities and feeding the Imperiums into endless hunger for bodies. To fight the Qunari, to work the mines and quarries, to build the palaces of the magisters, to sweep the crumbly streets and turn the middens and serve at the whim of their mage overseers. The fuck, man? Why do we do that? Darktown. Darktown was once a mine controlled by the Tevinter Imperium. Once exhausted, the mine shafts were extended under the city to dispose of sewage from Kirkwall's overcrowded population of slaves. Unsurprisingly, the tunnels became a refuge for those fleeing captivity. A similar trend continues today. The Undercity, as some call it, is home to the diseased and insane, to criminals and even the dead. Unwanted corpses are often discarded here by murderers and lazy undertakers. Darktown slums make Lowtown look pleasant in comparison. The foul miasma known as choke damp clogs and swells in every corner of Darktown, creating a poisonous mist. Bro, why are people living here? Sewers are a dangerous place. The walls are damp, slick, and coated with phosphorescent lichen. The sewer's a maze, and one foolish enough to enter is not likely to be heard from again. This is an awful place. Okay, over here is Anders, but I'm just gonna take a peek-see. And also our quest for Carver. But hold on. Hold on. I want to look at the rest of Darktown, and then we'll probably bring this episode to a close soon. Health potion, I'll take.
People choose to live here? It amazes me.
I don't know if they choose to. It's like they're forced here. Maybe some people choose to, but honestly, I think most of them are forced here against their will. Because they're so poor.
Where else can I go? Nowhere, that's where.
Exactly there. Tom Wise, hello.
Tom Wise?
Huh? Oh, Hawke. Haven't seen you since we did that job together for Athenril. Been a while. Heard you're going on some expedition into the deep roads. And right into darkspawn territory. Sure that's wise?
I fought darkspawn before.
Just watch your back. That's all I'm saying. Say, you still in the market for some poisons? Athenril's scarce these days. And the coterie have their own mixers. You find any rare reagents and want me to whip you up something, just let me know. In fact, since you're an old friend, here's a recipe. My speciality.
Thank you.
Everyone needs an edge sometimes, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Let's see what you got. Deliberating poison. We don't have a mushroom, a deep mushroom. Well, keep that in mind for future. And then this dude must be like a random drop-off. It's just a little fetch quest, honestly, but it gives you some experience and money, and that's worth it, in my opinion. Oh my god, there's more people. I don't have my dog. Oops. No one questioned the lightning storm happening here. Yeah, hard is much easier to manage. Nightmare was truly nightmarish. The heck? Why'd she scream like that? Oh my god, elf root. Get me off this little ledge. Oh no, it's death root. My bad. Deathroot has been used in magic and potion making for centuries. It's a fragile-looking plant with a thin stalk and purple flowers, which fruits once a year, developing bright red, fleshy pods that cause disorientation and dizziness if ingested. There are two varieties. The more common Arcanist deathroot was first found by Archon Hadranius when he discovered it growing on several dead slaves. Ew! The other lunatic's death is most closely associated with the story of the courtesan, Melusine, who sought revenge on a powerful magister and his family. She harvested the plant, baked it into small pies for the magister's banquet, and presented them to the magister at the banquet. All the guests were seized by terrifying hallucinations after eating the pies and tore each other to pieces. Ew.
Where's Puddles? He should get some food too.
Oh, the dog? Oh, stop. This dude looks super important.
Mind your manners. This is my territory.
Okay, sister, but next to the remains of a sister? Okay. I think with that, we will probably bring this episode to a close. We've explored all of Kirkwall for the time being. During daytime, we will also explore it at night. I know there's things to do at night.
That's what I say.
So we will definitely do that. Also, this is just awful. Slaves lived here because it was a mine, but then the mine was over with, so they just made it into household.
Free marchers, all shins are the same down here.
I think this dude's glitched out. I don't think there's supposed to be this many bald elves running around. Also, yeah, we'll be bringing this episode to a close. This is our new home, Kirkwall. A very awful, awful place. I think we'll start the next episode up with Anders and then maybe Carvers. We'll see what happens. We have quite a few things to do. Lots of rumors, but we won't deal with those till later. Our main goal is to get Anders and the maps. Let me double check that there's no codex that I missed that I want to read. That I know we haven't read from the first game. No, looks like there's all. Let's mark it all as red. Yeah, we'll bring this episode to a close. We'll dive deeper into getting more companions next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you then.